chill with me.
What's the worst thing to say next to the person at the urinal?
Hey, Dad?
I was thinking about it, and what if you just said, like, hey man, thank you for your service, to someone who's clearly not in the military? It just sounds really genuine. Because not only are you, caught with your dick down, but also you have to disappoint someone.
I'm sorry, sir, but you must be mistaken. I'm not in the military. Nah, peeing like that sounds like you're frying bacon.
I've seen the way you stand. That's a military stance right there. You don't have to hide it. You're definitely, spec ops or whatnot. You're definitely important.
Oh, Christ. Have we fallen this far so now we're in toilet humor?
It's more a social commentary on expectations we have in public spaces.
I also, too, was an English major. I know how to bullshit.
I'm not an English major. If I was, I'd be more respectable.
What major are you again?
Marketing. Speaking of marketing
is bad.
Welcome to Dabble and Babble podcast. That's too high energy. I don't have that for the rest of the episode. Don't get excited, people. Anyway, yeah, it's me, your ever gracious co-host, Brister, or you can just call me Brian. I am ambivalent to you and the universe.
And me, your other co-host, Pipsqueak or Beth. I, for one, care about you and everyone else in the universe.
Gay. Anyway.
I will apologize in advance if I sound a little off or sniffly. I am a little sick. But, still, my devotion to the podcast comes first.
That's not what you said when you canceled last time.
You know what?
What?
Fuck you. I was tired and dying, and I had the gout, and I just wanted to spend my last few hours in peace. And we're here now, aren't we?
Wait, last few hours? That implies that you've died and come back.
Yeah. Don't you know trans people are immortal?
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month in like a day.
This will come out in the middle of Pride Month, so yeah.
We should do a Pride episode.
What I would do?
I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do for a Pride episode.
Yeah, it's not like hey guys, well, this is Pride Month. Welcome to the studio is not decorated, and it's just like you can't even see it. So yeah, there's a bunch of rainbow flags and shit.
Look, for Pride Month, that's when we do the live action episode, and we have like a little Pride desk.
I don't have a Pride desk. I'm not in the community. I don't know I don't have this fucking memorabilia lying around. Okay.
Don't worry, you can borrow mine.
I don't. My parents already asked so many questions about my future. I don't need them fucking.
You think mine don't?
Well, no, but you always got fucking. You got a respectable career ahead of you as a fucking Mrs. Lawyer. Would my parents just think like you can work in a factory? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I don't give a shit. I just want to write stupid poems and do this shit.
Should I tell is this a story of how you almost outed me a good podcast story?
I feel like it is.
Okay, so for context, folks at home, my good friend here, Brian, bought me a hoodie one time because I like Technoblade, the funny Minecraft Pigman.
Yes.
He bought me a Technoblade hoodie one time,
mm-hmm.
and he recently went to buy himself a tub of gamer sups, specifically. Continue.
Specifically, Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000 supporting Russian Badger. Shout out Russian Badger. I'm sure we're gonna give him a lot of fucking audience pull from this episode.
Oh, our audience, we're gonna give him so much traction. So he orders himself a thing of Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000. He purchases it and he orders it, but the order is still sent to my address. And so when the box of Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000 gets to my door, naturally, I'm like, oh, you sent me the box of Guacamole Gamer Fart. And so I have the box on the table, right? I haven't read the box, but I took the actual tub of Gamer Subs out just to make sure what it is. And I tell my parents about this, like, hey, my friend mistakenly sent me this thing. Let's send it back. And that's the plan. We're going to send it back till the next day. I'm eating lunch at the table, right? And the box is next to me. My mother comes up and she takes one look at the box and she goes, "Who's Beth Piperson?" And I froze. because the box was addressed to my given name, not my dead name. And she kept pushing, like, who's Beth? Who's Beth? And I was, that's the perks of being good at bullshitting. Like we mentioned earlier, you can play off things. But that box of Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000 almost outed me to my family. So in recompense, I kept the game.
Yeah. She basically said, I just kept goading her to take it. One part because I asked to have it given back, and then I was like, "No, why didn't you take it, idiot?" And then one part also because I just felt massively guilty for nearly ruining your entire family dynamic over some bullshit fucking gamer subs. I just called my credit card company and got the refund back. There's no need.
Oh my god. So yes, that was how I spent last week.
It's so funny. I'm glad you aren't mad at me, because if it happened to me, I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't be mad at either, because it's just so stupid.
It absolutely wasn't your fault. I can't be mad at you because you didn't do this on purpose. It is still really funny though.
Imagine you know how, remember in that movie in a Creed, how fucking Adonis finds out Rocky has cancer by finding the pamphlets in his jacket pocket. It's like having him find out about his cancer in that movie by him looking too long at a billboard.
I haven't seen Creed, actually. I wanted to, but I've never seen it.
It is a swell movie.
I've heard good things about it. I haven't seen Rocky either.
Any of them?
No Rocky movies.
What have you experienced? Video games. Hey, this episode's topic is about video games, people.
Yes, we're going to talk about Bibliobame.
The little Jumpmans and the Marios and the Nintendos.
You fool, Jumpman is Mario.
Shh, my mom doesn't know the difference.
I'm surprised your mom knows what Jumpman is at all.
She doesn't.
I know. Yes, video games. Me and my good co-host Brian met on a Discord server for a video game, and we talk about them very often.
Yes. And recently we were discussing to start Let's Plays because I want to learn how to edit. And so we figured we'd cross-pollinate and talk about both our beginnings in video games and what video game should we play for you, the adoring audience of 5 to 7.
Hey, those 5 to 7 people, cool people. You know what? I would buy them dinner.
I would buy most people dinner only because that's the most effective way to poison someone.
Well, the most effective way to poison someone is poisoning someone.
Well, yeah, but you're not gonna take here's some fizzing liquid.
I don't know. I drink it. Actually, I shouldn't finish that sentence. Anyway, video games. People get mad at me for saying that kind of stuff on my Twitter.
Oh yeah. Well, what don't they get mad at you at?
What don't they get mad at me for? The 2008 recession. That one was something I very definitively didn't cause.
But did you really not cause the 2008 housing crisis?
Well, I was 6.
And?
I don't think I could have caused a recession that young.
Maybe because you don't think that because you were 6 at the time.
Look, if I did, it's one of those things that I don't even know about, and it's going to come up later in my life dramatically. Then I'm going to have to fight my evil twin over it.
You're going to have to fight the entirety of Wall Street. It's like, you cannot cause 2008 recession twice in 2028. It's like,
I'm pretty sure I could take on most of Wall Street.
Don't you know you caused the first one? No, that's not possible.
No. This was not how it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, speaking of
that was a great movie.
Speaking of 6, when did you first play your first video game?
So, when I was a little kid, my parents gave me a little Leapfrog handheld, and I played a lot of that. But my first real video game was Dragon Age 2.
Really?
Really, because my dad is a big BioWare fan. His favorite video games are the Mass Effect series. And my dad loved video games, and I used to watch him play video games all the time. And he was playing through Dragon Age 2 at the time, and I asked if I could play, and he sat me down and let me play Dragon Age 2. And from then on in, I really loved the series. I went and played Dragon Age 2, went back and played Dragon Age Origins, which is my favorite game of all time. I played the Mass Effect trilogy, and eventually I moved over to PC gaming, which I started playing more obscure games like Age of Mythology, which I was really fond of growing up.
The kind of person play like a fucking 1997 point-and-click RPG with like half console command, half shitty pixel graphics, and be like other kids in school. It's like, no, it's really cool. And they're talking about like Halo 2 or something.
I did play Halo 2. I wasn't smart enough for it. I want me and my sister, we could never get past the first 2 levels of Halo 2, or at least we never wanted to. So we'd run around in the ship, like the opening of Halo 2 on the ship, and I'd be screaming, "Give me the SMIG! The SMIG! I want the SMIG!" Because I thought SMG was a word. And me and her would kill each other, and sometimes we'd go into deathmatch with our dad, and we'd fight each other. And I actually wasn't smart enough for Halo 2. But I do remember this really distinctly. In Dragon Age 2, I knew kind of at this point what bad words were, and I knew not to say them, but I didn't know like all the bad words. And in Dragon Age 2, they say bastard a lot. Yeah. So I remember I started the game, and all of a sudden I just screamed, "Take that, you bastards!" And my mother looked at me horrified, wondering what I had just said. I almost wasn't allowed to play that game again after that.
Maybe if she didn't let you play it again, you wouldn't be where you are now.
Dragon Age probably is responsible for who I am right now.
In more ways than one.
Have you seen Liliana from Dragon Age Origins? Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I'm so jealous. She's happy little bard lady, but she also stabs people in the throat for money.
I'm pretty sure that was a Criminal Minds episode.
My sister, don't get me started on Criminal Minds. My younger sister watches that show every day for hours, and she's got my father watching it with her too. So whenever I go out into the living room, they're always watching Criminal Minds.
It's a good show.
It really isn't.
Yeah, I watched it on my free time. It's pretty good. Well, at least compared to... Before I get to my childhood age of video games, my mother... You finally mentioned your mother not letting you play video games. My mother never did that. Partly because, one, she was always at work and didn't really see me playing video games. But two, I assume it's also because back in my old home, it was like a kind of apartment house thing. We just had 2 floors, kind of a small space, right? So you go downstairs, there's living room, extra like room with hard flooring. That was just a toy room when we were younger. And then kitchen, all separated with no doors, just straight hallways. And not even hallways, just openings, and where there should be walls and doors. And so whenever she, wake us up in the morning for breakfast before school, or say back home when she's at work, we'd have to be eating in our little dining table in the living room, and there she'd be watching cop shows. And like, I was horribly young, and cause it was all she watched back then. Like, literally all she watched was cop shows on USA or whatnot. NCIS, Law and Order SVU. It was all she watched. Castle, that was another one. And so I would just be fucking inundated with images of fucking knife rape and whatnot.
Oh, God.
Over my fucking bowls of Cheerios. And my mother never saw a problem with it. Just never thought, maybe my fucking 6-year-old shouldn't be viewing this with me. It just, it was weird. But so, like, I never had that problem. My first video game experience, though, was actually the original Halo, because my father had an original Xbox with the big old fat controller, too. Not even the revamped one. The big fat one called the Duke. And, I remember early there, like, I didn't know that you could like get more ammo in the level. I thought all the ammo you had at the beginning of the game or the level was just it. And so I'd conserve ammo by just meleeing things all the time, because also I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I got through the entirety of Halo as a child just meleeing shit, which was not... especially
Not conducive to smart gameplay?
No, like, especially the flood level, which, by the way, fucking terrified me as a child, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
Fucking... after I got over my fear, I just try to melee these fucking zombie fucking polyp things, and oh god, that took so long, especially because I had smaller hands back then and the big controller just didn't fit right. And my father just let me and my brother play the video games. I wasn't even watching over us, he just had it out there. I also had a video game called Gun, which is like...
Oh, Gun. I know Gun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite YouTubers, Noah Caldwell-Gervais, he did a retrospective about Red Dead Redemption and all the guns that made Red Dead, all the games that made Red Dead Redemption, and Gun was on the list.
Yeah, I had that, which I don't remember really playing much. I had this weird game, this party game / fighting game called Lights Action Kung Fu.
Sounds like an early 2000s game.
Yeah, it was full of just... I don't want to... Saying there were racial stereotypes would imply that the characters we played were even humanoid. They looked like early Funko Pops if they were like melted down with a blowtorch. Plus, because of the early 2000 graphics on our shitty TV, like we barely knew what we were fucking looking at playing it. All I remember is that you go around smashing buttons, and occasionally people would fly at the screen, and they had cool kung fu music, which I'm pretty sure informed my love of kung fu movies now, oddly enough. And also, I had the Spider-Man game too.
Ooh.
For the Xbox, which meant I never did missions. I just went around doing random events, and just swinging around. That swinging in that game really was epic as shit. It's not overblown when people say, "Why is swinging in this Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game bad?" And they always talk about Spider-Man 2 video game like it's the greatest shit ever, because it is the greatest shit ever, just like the movie.
You try the new Spider-Man game, though? The PS4 one? That was really good.
It is good. It is good. It is the best swinging Spider-Man, I think, just generally. But that Spider-Man 2, for my little fucking 8-year-old brain, after watching the movie, I was like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Although the gameplay itself was fucking dog shit. Like, the actual story part of it, I never did it, because I just went around doing random events, but like actually doing the story events, god, the fucking wall climbing was awful.
You're gonna hate me for this. I saw Spider-Man 1 and 3, but I never saw Spider-Man 2.
Still,
I've never seen Spider-Man 2.
What the fuck?
I saw the other two, but not the middle one.
Yeah, I do hate you for that. There's no meme. You're a lesser person because of that.
I think the most I saw of it was at my grandparents' house. They had a little TV screen on their kitchen, and it was playing the fight scene between Doc Ock and Spider-Man on the subway or on the metro.
Yeah,
that's the most I've seen in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me tell you, if you had the video game, you would not have gotten the same experience. I actually went back when I was older to play that on the original Xbox, and by God, it is not a conducive experience. The web swinging is all that fucking game had.
Let me tell you, that's about the same experience going back and playing Dragon Age 2. Because Dragon Age Origins was a revolutionary game. It revolutionized RPGs because the old type of PC RPGs were essentially like your Baldur's Gates. They were top-down games, squad control games from the top-down perspective. Something similar to Pillars of Exiles or Baldur's Gate or any of the new games. Dragon Age Origins was one of the first games to make it more what we'd expect today. It was third person. And it had it was just a big game. Voice acted, the animation and graphics weren't great at the time, but it had so much content. Dragon Age 2 was given about a year after Dragon Age Origins to essentially make a worthy sequel. It was so incredibly rushed. And it shows because there's only one dungeon. There's only one type of dungeon in the game for each location. So whenever you go into a dungeon in the main city, it's the same dungeon, but some areas are blocked off. Whenever you go into a cave, it's the same cave, but some areas are blocked off. Whenever you go into the mountains, it's the same path, but some areas are blocked off. And they made an entire game around going to the same places, killing the same enemies. But Meryl's pretty cute, and you can smooch Meryl, so I guess it evens out. But I couldn't finish it a second time going back to it.
Yeah, it's those weird things. You go back to certain things when you're younger, and you realize how much fucking tolerance you had because you didn't know what the world was. Like,
and I could have sat there and played Dragon Age 2 as a kid for hours, and now I don't even want to ever touch it again.
Like trying. I remember I had. Well, actually, no. This is a better example later in my life because after the Xbox, we had all that. There was actual gaming consoles came out. And, we had the choice between Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. But since I was a child at the time, there was only one console we could have had. The Wii.
Was it the Wii?
The Wii.
I had the Wii.
The Wii.
The Wii was fucking great.
The Wii. We are a Wii generation. There's no. Other generations had World War II. We had the Wii. There was a console wars between Xbox and PlayStation, but it didn't matter because the Wii was there anyway.
I feel pretty confident saying the Xbox won the 7th generation console war, but the Wii will always be remembered.
The Wii, it was like, the Wii was like Woodstock in that every kid had one, and we would just all talk about it. Like, oh, you play Mario Kart? Oh, you had playing, fucking, I don't know what else other kids, because everyone had different games for it, too. It was weird. Like, you had Just Dance and, like, Mario Galaxy and whatnot, and Mario Kart. And, like, the Mario Wii game. Just a lot of Mario, because third-party support wasn't great. But
Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. And, like, some weird kids had a GameCube. You don't know what the fuck that was called. But you put the tiny disc in and it came out the other way. Why the Wii got too many holes on top? That's for the GameCube controllers. What the fuck's a GameCube? I don't know!
I own a GameCube right now. I didn't own one back in the day. I bought one from a friend a few years back at a garage sale. Man, fuck the GameCube. I want my Wii.
But yeah, no, like you had Brawl as well. On like,
Brawl was great.
And back to what I was talking about before. I tried to 100% the fucking Wii Kart or Mario Kart on the Wii again.
I miss Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, it was not fucking fun. I'm gonna say, fucking Funky Kong, not worth the struggle. Not worth the struggle, because goddamn, some of those tracks do not handle motion control well. But yeah,
I miss Mario Kart Wii. I played so much of that.
The most important games to me then were the Blob and Mario Galaxy.
My sister loved the Blob. She played the Blob to death.
Yeah, the thing is, I never understood it. Like, I got, paint white into a random color. But like, when games started getting quote unquote complex, I was too happy waving shit with the funky music. You can't make me do time trials. I don't want stress in my fucking colorful cum shot game. You can't make me. I'm tiny child with tiny child hands. The wrist strap barely fits around me. I'm gonna wiggle this until I hit my wall and my mom yells at me.
I think the game I played most on the Wii was either Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. Brawl. God,
I had Brawl. I never really enjoyed it.
Everybody talks about Smash Bros. Now and that stupid fucking song they made for Ultimate. I don't care what you say, that Ultimate song is nothing compared to the Brawl theme. Super Smash Bros. Brawl theme was perfect. Oh my god. Yeah, now I'm just thinking about the Wii.
You ever have your mom try to get you to lose weight or exercise through the Wii? Because my mom did that. I got a Zumba game.
My mother got I don't know if you remember this, but there was the Wii balance board.
Yes,
board.
That, yeah.
My mom got one of those for herself. And I think she used it a few times.
You know how, all those commercials, like, your whole family can play. That shit was just for me, my brother. My mom didn't try that shit. She thought video games were the devil. and they're very happy to let Devil play with her children so long as we didn't bother her with anything else that day.
My mother, she didn't hate video games or anything. My dad was a huge video game nerd. And before, obviously, when they were still dating, I always loved this story. My dad had an original PlayStation with Resident Evil on it, and he loved Resident Evil. But he'd stay up late at night playing it because him and my mom were living together at the moment. And imagine the old noises of Resident Evil. You know, the roar, pow, pow, those kind of noises. Those scared the shit out of my mother late at night. She's always talking about like how he'd stay up all night playing that creepy game and making the creepy noises, and I love that. It's so you don't get that anymore.
Yeah, the thing is, along with the Wii, I also had an Xbox 360 because I think we bought it as well for another Christmas, right? However, along with the Wii, there was also the childhood sensation of the Kinect, and by God, did I own a fucking Kinect, and was I a Kinect kid? I remember the Kinect. Connectimals. I had Kinect Adventure. I had Zumba again. I got 2 Zumba games. Still fat, but I got 2 Zumba games as a child.
You say you're still fat. I've seen pictures of you. Aren't you kind of like just a twig now?
No, I weigh 190 pounds.
I weigh more than you.
How tall are you again?
5'11".
You're taller than me. You deserve it.
I'm taller than you?
Yeah.
Can we switch heights?
Listen, just because you want to be baby does not mean you cannot fucking take my spine and put it into your body.
It's too late. I'm already on my way.
Well, you know, I had Connectimals and a bunch of other Connect games I don't even remember because all of them. I had Sonic Free Riders. God damn it. The amount of fucking brain cells I've lost. That was the first game that I said was shit, and my mother looked at it and was like, yeah, that's shit too. Sonic Riders was so fucking bad that it gave my mother taste. Because, god damn it, it did not work. The fucking menu system, it was like trying to, fucking using the Force to, order a McDonald's sandwich. I was mind tricking myself into thinking, this works. I'd fucking throw my elbow out trying to get to the fucking option menu because the obnoxious music was so goddamn loud. My mother yelled at me to change it. And I just said I couldn't and waved my fucking hand. God damn it, Sonic Riders. That shit sucked.
Don't worry. When you said you were losing brain cells, I figured it was a Sonic game.
That and fucking Sonic Unleashed. God damn. Why are the humans there? I don't like seeing Sonic next to other living human being. Like the Sonic movie recently did it fine, but Sonic Unleashed was not it, Chief. Was not it. Also, it did not prepare me for God of War. Everyone called that game God of War Light. When I actually went to play God of War, I was like, oh, wait, no, this is shit. I can't do any of this. By that, I mean I'm shit. And I remember my fucking training, apparently, at Sonic Unleashed with Stretchy Arm Wolf Boy, which thankfully did not give me a sexual pseudo complex.
You're like the only kid who grew up with Sonic and didn't end up on some sort of list.
Yeah, exactly. Or a person in the tech industry. God, look, but fuck Sonic Unleashed. I don't care what Nimue says.
Look, you know what? My first and only Sonic game was
what?
Sonic for the Sega Genesis. I had a Sega Genesis and I played Sonic on it.
Well, at least that's a good game.
Yeah, I had a Virtual Boy growing up.
You had a Virtual Boy?
My dad bought a Virtual Boy when they came out and he kept it.
How does it feel to have the game equivalent of a radioactive isotope?
I played it once.
You have a busted microwave battery that needs to be buried.
I played it once.
What did you play on it?
I don't remember. I just remember...
That's the red screen. It wipes your mind.
It really was. I remember red graphics and trying to do anything on it.
You got Polybius.
Oh, God. Is that what's wrong with me?
Yeah. The Polybius effect.
The Polybius effect. I knew Polybius trans my gender when I wasn't looking.
I was going to say... I was gonna say, people, the right always want to talk about, the rise of the trans people. Blame Polybius. Polybius was real, and that's why we have trans people today.
Legitimately, I guarantee we could write that in. Like, hey, this video game was transing people's genders, and get someone on Fox News talking about Polybius.
We can probably get on it.
You know what? That's going to be our next false flag campaign on the Dabble and Babble podcast.
Our next false flag game. What was my first?
We can't talk about that one yet.
Right, it hasn't bore fruit.
The government we false flagged is still standing. That was not a Ukraine joke. I want to specify that was not a Ukraine joke. I realized it as it left my mouth. I was not talking about Ukraine.
Oh god, maybe you weren't. What false flag were you on? I think we might mix up our targets.
I was the one. I'm the reason why Kevin Spacey's in Croatia right now.
Oh god. God, fucking yeah. Sonic Unleashed, man, led directly to the Ukraine invasion. Now it was just a bad game. It just wasn't. I also had Sonic Colors, which was actually a good Sonic game.
Yeah, Sonic Colors was good.
Yeah, you know what I also had? I also had a DS. And let me tell you.
I had a DS, I had a DSi, I had 2 3DSs. My first one, I'm so mad. My first one, I got it for Christmas one year. It was a special gold Link to the Past edition. It had the Triforce on it. It was gold. I dropped it in dog water.
Your garbage dog water?
So I had to get a new one.
I had the original DS. Like back when I had the fucking, Game Boy slot in the bottom, which I didn't know what a fucking Game Boy was because my parents.
I had a Game Boy.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I just thought you put. To me, that was the Guitar Hero accessory port because I had that too.
I wasn't smart enough for my Game Boy. I had Pokemon Blue, and I'd get to the first gym, and then I wouldn't know what to do, and so I just quit and start again.
You thought it was a roadblock?
I legitimately didn't know what to do.
Oh god, I had Pokemon Black. Let me tell you something. Pokemon really do be serious where you have to be indoctrinated as a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fucking the Pokemon community and the Wepto Ambassadors Church have the same fucking initiation process, in that you hold a sign
fucking
as
animals.
That, and you have to watch special programming at certain hours of the day. You have to hold a sign outside. You have to hate military veterans. It's the same shit.
Jesus Christ!
I don't understand it. Listen, I'm fine making this comparison. You know why? Because all you fucking Pokemon kids ain't shit now. You still talk about this stupid fucking game where you collect collectibles and you're fucking. I'm fucking 101 to OCD problems in the future. Your fucking Adderall problems and your weird plushies that don't make sense. And your weird dick dildo molds from Bag Dragon. You're all gross. You're all gross. And need to drink some fucking milk.
I think we just lost one of our 7 viewers.
I don't care. Fuck Pokemon. I don't get it. I played it as a fucking teenager, okay? I had the smarts. I wasn't stupid and thought, oh, this is fucking bleep bleep. My fucking brain's excited and all the neurons are firing. No. I was a critical thinker. I was able to decide what I ate and how to dress myself at this point. And because of those 2 skills, I hate Pokemon. It doesn't make sense. It's not a fun game. Fuck you.
I thought Pokemon X and Y was good.
Fuck off. I don't get it. I don't get Pokemon.
Clearly.
I hate grinding. Listen, I had a lot of instant gratification games as a child. I had fucking Mario Galaxy, Sonic games, good or bad. I didn't have to work for shit in my video games as a child, okay? Everything was hand-delivered in a narrative or was so fast-paced I just cared about the numbers going up, okay? So
Mason.
I didn't have one game that I had to fucking play to the end of time while taped to a fucking radiator and had to suckle it for nourishment like the rest of you fucking Pokemon kids and your fucking neglected childhoods. My parents loved me. Sorry. Also,
I haven't.
another fucking point. Mario Kart DS better than Mario Kart Wii. Fucking great.
Go on.
It's a better game.
Are you going to elaborate?
No, I shouldn't have to. It should be apparent to everyone with eyes and hearts. Something that apparently Pokemon fans fucking lack.
Well, folks at home, my partner feels very, very strongly about this.
I never wanted to fuck Dry Bones. You were trying to fucking Eevee over there, you sick freaks.
Maybe the video game episode was a mistake.
Me and Dry Bones were mutual partners.
Maybe talking video games was not a good idea.
I just hate Pokemon, man. I'm sorry.
The fury in which you talk about Pokemon is the same thing like mid-2000s game reviewer YouTubers talked about Sonic 06 with.
I had this is where it stems from, and this and the urge to bomb buses. I had so many fucking Pokemon fans around me who want to try to talk about Pokemon and then want to talk about anything fucking else. Bunch of fucking card collecting dweebs. I hated Pokemon because I couldn't get it, and all my other friends were like, "What are you talking about? Pokemon's great. I played it when I was a little baby," and I was like, "This show sucks. This game sucks. These card games make no fucking sense. Don't even play them. You just buy these cards because they look cool. You can't even look at them because it's a card deck. You can't look at them all at once. You can't buy a special book. That's a binder. That's school supplies. You buying school supplies for fun? You fucking nerd. Get the fuck out of here."
See, I played the more acceptable card game, which was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, God. I had one Yu-Gi-Oh! Kid, and he was the only one. And what a lonely existence that kid must have had.
I remember... I've told this story a few times, but I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And when I got to middle school, I was around a bunch of other kids who grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! So in middle school, we'd actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! At lunch. We'd bring our decks of cards, and we'd play at our lunch table. And we did that for like a year straight. I wasn't the cool kid for a while. I was actually beat up quite often.
I was never beat up, mostly because of the wallflower, and everyone was just... if anyone looked at me too hard, I just make them feel bad.
No, people very much disliked me.
Yeah, they could sense the potential of a Pokemon kid in you.
People liked Pokemon at my school. There was an underground Pokemon card trading ring at my first school. At my elementary school. It got so bad the teachers had to get involved. Then we had an underground Beyblade ring.
Oh, don't get me started on Beyblades. That shit slapped!
I had Beyblades. That Beyblade ring lasted for like a week. And the teacher shut that shit down and everybody went back to Pokemon.
I had a neighborhood Beyblade gambling ring that I ran because me and my brother both loved Beyblades a lot, and so we got a lot of them. And so we had like the most Beyblades, and we also had a bunch of rings too. Because my mom, because apparently my mom's friends had kids had Beyblades too, but they didn't want them anymore, and so we got them, and so we just started inheriting shit.
Yeah.
So we eventually had a tub of Beyblade shit. And so me and the neighborhood kids who had less Beyblades came over, and we played in the yard and whatnot. And it got to the point where we just had, gambling rings where like two kids like would build their Beyblade out of our parts. We take bets and see who would win first. It would mostly be for Smarties, like not even like whole packs, just like bits of Smarties, because one of the kids always had Smarties and we loved to share, but always argued who would get the most. So we did that, and then we just Beyblade, and it was great.
Your Beyblade ring was far more sophisticated than my own.
Yeah, what can I say? We were a bunch of immigrant kids. We knew how to do crime. There's no joke there. Nah.
What am I supposed to say to that?
I don't know. I had the Beyblade Wii game. You just reminded me. The Beyblade Wii game was weird. Let me tell you about this Beyblade Wii game.
Okay.
So, like, it had a dramatic plot, and by dramatic, I mean, like, end of the world type shit, so I took it real seriously. The actual gameplay was like you going around, going to the cartoon people in this weird setup where like you're on an airship and people like being tortured or whatnot, but like through Beyblades. And so like you fought them and you customize it, and like the actual gameplay was literally playing Beyblades in that you could let it rip with your Wii remote, and then you just watch this fucking Beyblade match digitally with like
watch the gameplay itself.
Yeah, exactly. For like 10 minutes at a time, and you could do fucking nothing. You could wave your Wii remote like an idiot. You still have that freedom. But did it have any gameplay purposes? No. You were just watching Beyblades, but like not real, which I had real ones, which makes you think, why did you ever play that game and not just play the real version? I don't know either. But I played it to completion 7 times.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard game. Can you believe it or not?
I was a Bakugan kid. Bakugan was fucking great.
I didn't watch the Beyblade show, but I did watch the Bakugan show, and by God was I confused by it.
Bakugan Season 1 was amazing. It peaked way too early. That was the problem with Bakugan. It had an amazing Season 1, which built up the plot. There were stakes. There was a huge twist ending that I really liked. And then they didn't know what to do with it going forward, so they tried literally everything, which is how it went from a grounded real-world setting to now they're in a cyberpunk coliseum. Like, one of my favorite episodes of Bakugan was, I was a kid when I watched this, but even then, I still kind of had the intelligence to know, was when you do Bakugan, literally time stops around you until the match is complete. And obviously, for people who are time stopped, they don't comprehend the time stop. But I forget if it was the kid with the wind element. I think green was wind. Challenged the main character to a Bakugan match, but he wasn't trying to win. He was just trying to prolong it. And that was because his mother had cancer. But so long as that Bakugan match was going on, she couldn't die. And that was a haunting episode. She did live. Obviously, it was a kid's show. They didn't kill the guy's mom. But just the concept of this guy trying to keep a game going on forever just so his mom wouldn't die is a really, really good idea for an episode and surprisingly mature for a kid's show.
What the fuck Okay, question.
Yep.
How far did the time stopping reach? Like, did the entire world stop every time someone wanted a Bakugan?
It seems like the entire world stopped every time someone Bakuganed.
Imagine getting into a car accident at the same moment like you're mid like your steering wheel column going into your chest because the airbag failed, and you just have to watch it. You're just stuck in fucking paralysis, still aware but not able to move, as if fucking this jagged metal rips into your sternum, and you're just wondering,
Jesus,
man, I hope the kids who started this fucking die, because now I have to or just finish it quick, because God, do I want to die soon.
I believe near the end of the show they made it so some Bakugan duels didn't stop time. Near the end, their duels didn't stop time anymore, so you could go about your day-to-day life without having to worry about getting stuck in space-time because 2 kids wanted to fucking fight.
I feel like if that was the case, it should have been like a control, like wars should have been fought using this stuff. And not just like bitch-ass kids in school arguing who gets the lunchbox.
Well, then again, it's Bakugan. Sure, you can set 2 armies down with a bunch of Bakugan, but what are they going to actually... Well, actually, no, they could send each other to the Shadow Realm. I forgot about that.
They have a Shadow Realm in Bakugan too?
Yes, there's a Shadow Realm in Bakugan.
What's it with teenage toy systems and having a fucking hell?
Well, in Japan, there was no Shadow Realm. It started with Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe. In Japan, there was no Shadow Realm. You just fucking died if you lost these games. But when they got translated over to the West, they thought that wasn't family-friendly enough. So they
Obviously,
invented
yeah.
the Shadow Realm.
Hey, my fuzzy creature be your fuzzy creature. You're now going to have your life drained from you.
Have you ever heard of I don't know what it's called, but you know Yu-Gi-Oh, right? The card game?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Yu-Gi-Oh before it was Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I remember on YouTube I saw a clip of like something called Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero or like Yugi or where the fuck his name is played a bunch of death games.
Yes. The original Yu-Gi-Oh had nothing to do with monsters and cards. It was an actual, like, I think the first episode ends with someone trying to stick up Yugi and his friends at gunpoint.
At like a diner or something?
Yeah, they're at a diner. Someone tries to stick them up at gunpoint, and so Yugi becomes the pharaoh and just kills him with, like, poker cards.
Wait, no, that's a different episode, because they're like, fucking, he like makes the guy light himself on fire through alcohol?
Something like that. The original Yu-Gi-Oh was very messed up.
Yeah, which makes you question how the fuck I got to card games.
I don't know. Also, my dogs have started barking because they want food, and so I bet this is going to sound great in the audio mixing.
You see, that moment of silence is I can use to make background noise, so I can eliminate it. So now people won't hear dogs barking, they'll just hear it, think you're fucking crazy.
Oh, God. What is this episode about?
Video games.
We started about video games, now we're talking about childhood anime and the actual physical games that came along with them.
It's like video game, but without the video part, so it's just BAME.
It's just BAME.
Speaking of BAME, what should we play for, this is something we have to decide now. What should we play for our adoring audience?
That's a good question. We could try to chase trends and play whatever's coming out right around now.
By chasing trends, you just mean playing Minecraft.
I don't even remember what my Minecraft login is.
I didn't either.
Game too. I love Minecraft.
Yeah. If we started playing Minecraft, I feel like we would just have to, like... Well, first we'd have to find our first childhood fan, then groom them.
No!
And then choose what YouTuber's going to expose us. In an hour-long documentary, like we committed murder or something.
To be fair, grooming children is pretty bad.
I know, but like these fucking YouTube detectives being like, the downfall of Sky Does Minecraft. It was like, did he ever rise? He was an adult man catering to children playing dumb Minecraft social games.
Oh, God. If we do play Minecraft, next time I'm just going to kill you for that Totem of Undying. we were playing Minecraft on a friend's server, and we did, for context, me and a few friends built like a little town together, and we had enough villagers that pillagers were starting to raid it, and Brister had just come to visit. He didn't live with us or anything, but he was in the area for whatever reason, so we start doing the raid, and we're fighting for our lives. And we do the raid. Brister's barely doing anything. He dies like 4 times, and that's about it. And he got the Totem of Undying, and I almost killed him for it. And I still haven't forgiven him for that.
I feel as though I earned it.
Yeah, I keep feeling that way.
Why did I not earn it?
You didn't fucking contribute. You didn't even live there.
I was there. Do not get me wrong, I was there. I killed maybe the one. And as you said, I died 4 times. Clearly meant I needed it most.
We all died a bunch.
I feel as though the game pitied me. Because I was baby and you were not.
You. I'm still so mad you got that totem. Because then my friends had to go on a huge fucking quest to get another totem. We went halfway across the world into the middle of nowhere for totems. We died so many times along the way, and we got stranded.
I feel as
We
though
had to have an admin teleport us back.
I feel as though that if we play Minecraft, it'd have to be a lot of editing in that. It'd have to be a lot of breaks of just like 40 minutes of silence and us making a joke about a sheep. It's because I try to watch back those old Minecraft videos. God damn, are they boring.
Yeah, it's not 2011 anymore. We can't get away with actually just doing nothing.
Yeah, that's why Hunger Games got so popular.
If you were good at Minecraft Hunger Games, you were a different breed. I just could never play it.
Yeah, Bed Wars, more like fucking... Do your parents share a bed? I bet they don't.
Oh, Christ. Alright, so Minecraft might be on the list. What's another good game we could play?
I was saying... Because going back to the topic, growing up, I had a PlayStation 2, and that was kind of my thing. My brother, because it was in my room, I had a game I very much loved, and that was called Mafia, Infamous, and Bulletstorm. Now, Infamous is a PlayStation-only game, so we can't play it on the PC now. But we can play both the remastered Mafia 1 and 2, for story, but also
not a fan of Mafia 3.
Don't get me fucking started. It might be enjoyable. Just don't get me started. Bulletstorm, also a very funny high action game, but also came out with a DLC where you get to play the Duke Nukem, the funny blonde man who in the memes now. So that may also be a choice, because Mafia we can riff off it like haha slurs. It's the 20s. That comedy gold mine.
Oh boy.
But also, funny blonde man saying little fuck words can also be funny. And also, I'm good at that game, technically. So I can just put it on the hardest difficulty and die a bunch, and we get cheap rage drama, and we can make our first rage compilation.
See, I was going to suggest XCOM 2 for similar reasons.
I don't own XCOM 2. Do you own XCOM 2?
I do.
Okay, yeah, so that's a possibility.
All it says I could just buy you XCOM 2 and then we can multiplayer.
No, it has to be a campaign, because one of us has to be the one suffering. It can't be both of us.
Okay, then we can definitely do that.
There's also Darkest Dungeon 2.
There is?
Yes, I can play that for us. There are a lot of choices. I say we probably do XCOM and Bulletstorm at the same time.
That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking...
I guess we're in agreement.
We're in agreement. Speaking of which, I feel like there's one thing in our video game past that we like to mention so far.
What's that?
Who was our first video game crush?
Morgan, Dragon Age Origins. Actually, no, it would have been... Well... I guess my first serious one was Morgan, Dragon Age Origins.
I wanted to fuck the shit out of Rosalina, not gonna lie, Chief.
Everybody does.
Listen, I may not be a degenerate like a Pokemon fan. Try to yank it to fiery foxes, but that Mario Rule 34 of Rosalina, the high cut dress, pretty cash, my friend.
Please don't start talking about your masturbation habits.
When I fucking crank it.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop right here. Oh, hey, would you look at the time? There's only 6 minutes left in the episode.
When I double yam it?
Okay, folks, this has been the Dabble and Babble podcast. I've been your host, Pipsqueak, or you can call me Beth.
When I chemically separate myself into two halves.
And this has been your other co-host, Brister, otherwise known as Brian. Glad to record another episode for you guys, and we will see you on next week. See you then.
Twin Towers weren't real.
I stopped recording.